My daughters are having a feud, and I refuse to cut off one for the other.
Gotta take a side.
I, 56 female, and my husband, Kurt, 59 male, have 2 daughters, Ruth, 32, and June, 30. 8 years
My birth
ago,
month.
Ruth split up with her college boyfriend, Adam, 32. They'd been together since she was 20/21, and it was as serious as a college relationship could be. By the way, this comes from you deleted on the ROK Storytime subreddit. So about 5 years ago, June announced that she reconnected with Adam at some alumni get-together. They'd all gone to the same university, and that they were now dating. College sweethearts.
Okay.
Wow. Of course, Kurt and I were shocked she would do this despite her sister's history with him. Oh.
Ooh. Oh. Okay.
Of course, Kurt and I were shocked she would do this despite her sister's history with him. But she insisted that they were in love, and she can't help that. And that Ruth and Adam hadn't been together in years, so she hadn't done anything wrong. Ruth, understandably, was enraged over it. She said she was done with June and would never see her again.
Whoa. They let Adam break up their family?
This broke me. They were so close growing up, and I prayed every day they'd reconcile, but I accepted they're adults who can make their own choices, and we have no say. Kurt and I were also very disappointed with June and told her off many times, but after she proved that there was never any cheating involved while Ruth and Adam were together, things between us settled down. Out of respect for Ruth's feelings, we never brought the girls together again.
Way to go, Adam. Way to ruin things.
Ruth and June visit us separately and still aren't on speaking terms
5 years.
after 5 years.
That's crazy.
But we maintained our relationships. Now June and Adam are married. Okay.
Whoa. Whoa.
Ruth has also moved on with a lovely boy. Coincidentally, both girls are expecting their first child.
Whoa.
Ruth's due date is a little earlier. I can't put into words how excited we are to be grandparents and adore both these children. I've been supportive and as involved with both our daughters' pregnancies as they want. However, last week, Ruth drops a bomb on us.
An
Atom
atom
bomb?
Oh,
It's an atom bomb.
that was great. I
Oh,
love that.
let's
Okay.
go.
She said that if we ever see June again or her baby, she won't allow us in her child's life. It's kept me up every night. The thought of either of my grandchildren being deprived of loving grandparents is agonizing. I know Ruth was deeply hurt by June's actions, but I don't know if we should be punished just for not cutting our kid off. How can any parent even consider disowning a child? We begged her to reconsider and said our love for them both isn't conditional, and we can't just stop loving one, but she's adamant. I don't want to accept Ruth's terms, as it seems like no matter what we decide, we're going to lose a daughter and grandchild, so I'd rather it not happen because we outright chose it. But I also don't want Ruth to believe we just dropped her in favor of June, because again, the thought crushes me. Would I be the a-hole if I don't comply with Ruth's ultimatum? Thank you to everyone for commiserating with this situation. I wish I could say it's helped feel better. Right now, it feels like nothing ever will. One of my babies hates the other, broke me, but I accepted it. Now I'm faced with losing one of them no matter what. Entirely too many comments to respond to individually, so I just want to answer some of them most common questions here. Why did Ruth and Adam split up? Okay, we need some of this context.
Yeah.
Ruth left Adam because it just wasn't working. He was immature and said and did things that irritated her, mostly lots of minor things adding up. She said there was never any abuse nor cheating, but it was the right decision for herself. He was a nice enough boy, but he definitely had some growing up to do at the time. Makes sense. He was an adolescent. He was a college student. But he definitely had some growing up to do at this time. I did feel very badly for Ruth because she had invested a good few years into the relationship for someone so young, but agreed it was the right decision. Did we ever support Ruth? Ruth stayed with us for a few months when it first happened, not just because of this. There were other reasons, and we were there for her and comforted her the whole time. But she was so angry, we had asked June to not visit until she left. We still talked to her and met a couple of times in public places. We made it known that this hurt her sister, and we were disappointed she didn't think of this. June understood and agreed with us supporting Ruth. She expressed sadness over losing her sister, but we clearly told her it was Ruth's decision to cut her off. Whether one thinks June did nothing wrong or not, it's untrue to say there was never any consequences for this. She's sad to this day that she's lost her sister and knows she has to accept and live with it. Did June ever apologize to Ruth? Both girls have confirmed that June reached out a few times over the years to apologize. No one put her up to it. Ruth didn't forgive her, and she's well within her rights not to. Understand, no one can or should make her accept the apology. Why don't we just cut off Adam?
This is not. The cutting off is like, it's not the solution to any of the
It's also
issues.
not the mom's responsibility. It has
No.
nothing to do with the mom. He's June's husband and the father of our second grandchild. They're a package deal now. Once we cut him off, we risk losing June and our grandchild anyway, which is the same as what I'm trying to prevent with Ruth. Some comments say that I'm letting June stay in our lives after this. I already chose her and asked why I didn't cut her off from the start.
This is ridiculous. What is
Reddit's
this?
wild.
The thing is, I think they're going with Ruth's ultimatum, like Reddit. They're like, oh, you have to choose one. Why are you choosing the one who like betrayed her sister? It's like, no, OP's whole thing is that she doesn't want to choose between her children.
And she
she's-
doesn't have to. To
she
choose
yeah.
is to be corroborating with this wild
Yes.
demand from Ruth.
This very vindictive
Mhm.
thing from Ruth that is not okay.
Not disowning June doesn't mean I chose to be her mother over Ruth's. I never abandoned Ruth and never will. Ruth has thanked us for our support in the past. She said she was fine with how we'd arranged things for the last 5 years. As long as she never had to see June, she was happy seeing us and everything was normal between us. It's only now that she wants us to disown June 5 years later.
Yeah.
Some say she should have cut us off years ago for still loving June. Who says that? Don't say that.
Bad.
She said many times her goal isn't to cut us off. She loves us and wants us to be involved with her child, but that she can't stand June or her baby getting the same love and care from us because she thinks she doesn't deserve it. I want to add that if Adam had ever abused or cheated on Ruth, we certainly would have gone no contact or at least low contact with them. But that's not what happened, and both girls used to repeatedly tell us that what happened between them had nothing to do with us. I don't regret it because as heartbreaking as this is, willingly cutting off either of them outside of the circumstances I mentioned is unfathomable to me or their father. Thank you again to everyone for their good wishes and for suggesting family therapy.
Yeah.
I think that's a good
We
option.
need that.
I will try and bring it up with Ruth and my husband. We suggested it when things initially happened, but dropped it when she said no. Update.
Oh, I need that update. I need
There's
this family to
an
find
update.
the
Love.
therapist in South America.
Yeah, seriously.
Like right
Find
now.
this therapist. Hello again. Thank you for all the support and advice on my first post. A lot's happened, so I think I should provide an update. I'm sensing a happy ending.
I think Ruth is going to realize that she's being crazy and she's going to come around.
A lot's happened, so I think I should provide an update. We followed the advice and told Ruth that if she decided
Okay.
to go no contact, we would comply, but we could never willingly cut off either of them. We again begged her to reconsider and reiterated that we were willing to go to family therapy, that we would do all we could to keep her and June apart, anything to make it work. She said she still wasn't happy June and her baby would stay in our lives, but she would think about it. Kurt and I also looked into opening an account for Ruth's child, but didn't go through with it yet in hopes that things could turn around. Days went by. We didn't hear back from Ruth. It was agony. Then we got a call from June. She had gotten wind of what was happening through mutual family. She drove to Ruth's herself.
Whoa.
No one put her up to this. She was prepared for Ruth to kick her out anyway. Once she was there, she apologized again and begged her not to do this. She said she could accept Ruth wanting nothing to do with her, but not to punish us because of it, especially since they both knew that cutting us off would cost her child loving grandparents. Shockingly, Ruth didn't kick her out.
Whoa.
Come back. Come back.
Okay.
She let her in, and they both had a long, tearful argument/fight. They even hugged a few times.
Woo!
Ah!
It's a freaking new year.
Ah!
It's a new year.
New toxicity levels going down or something like that. I don't know.
The radiation after the atom bomb is slowly what's the thing? It's like
reclining.
it's like the half-life.
The half-life.
The half-life is being halved.
It's been halved. It's going down.
Yeah.
I'm foggy on details, but I suspect pregnancy hormones played a huge role here. I didn't consider that. That makes sense.
That is a good point. I don't think anyone brought that up in the chat.
I can't tell you how panicked I was hearing the story because it could have been so risky for them both. They haven't exactly made up, and Ruth didn't forgive June, but she admitted to her that her husband, Owen,
Whoa.
has actually been trying to convince her to go to couples counseling and individual therapy as well. So she's not just contextually crazy, she's globally crazy.
It's globally crazy.
I take back calling her crazy. Apparently, since Ruth's pregnancy, some troubling qualities that he was able to deal with previously were exacerbated. She was being controlling and paranoid, and he was pleading with her to get help so they could be in a good place once the baby was born. June's visit was the final straw, and Ruth broke down and agreed, and we want you to agree to joining us live on YouTube, every Facebook, blah, 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 every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile. We're probably live right now, so tap it.
Go check.
let's discuss. Do you have anything to add? I say we just go into it.
I think that this is another wonderful turnaround for the books.
Another turnaround, another
Mhm.
comeback.
Yeah.
2025 is looking great.
Looking good.
Kat.
It's looking good. That's 2 happy stories.
Too
Never say
happy.
that you never get
whoa,
anything.
Whoa. You can't see me, but I'm knocking on wood.
Knocking on wood.
It's not completed yet. All right. Ruth called us later. She corroborated June's story and accepted our therapy offer.
Woo!
Let's go. She still has one condition. Oh, no.
Oh, no, not the conditions.
The conditions. She wants Owen there if June has to attend any sessions, and she doesn't want Adam present at all.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
Okay, fair.
That's fair.
Fair. We all agreed. The first session is in a few days. I could barely keep it together that I'll see both my babies in the same room for the first time in forever.
Yeah, it's been 5 years.
Yeah, that's really sweet. It's been so stressful, but I can finally see some light. I haven't lost my daughters. Kurt and I are going to put everything into keeping our families together. I'm not going to be naive and assume everything will be fine, but I'm hopeful. I want to thank everyone again for all the comfort and help. To those who sent kind DMs sharing their similar situations, I truly appreciate your solidarity. Okay, so we don't have the ending, but I'm going to count this as a happy.
I'm counting as happy.